me, Zay, and today I wanted to react to Giant spotted in WVNC. Skinwalker caught on CCTV camera. Airbnb customer encounters creature by Night God 333 Secret Revealed. So, I was very interested in the title because, what do you mean giants were spotted, which looks like West Virginia, North Carolina, and skinwalkers caught on CCTV camera. And Airbnb customers encounters creatures. What are you talking about, bro? I'm invested. Um, and thank you so much, Night God, for creating this video. Um, so let's get into this. Oh yeah. Before I get into it, I am sitting right in front of I'm sitting right in front of a window. I'm sorry, my English is just my brain is buffering, but I'm sitting right in front of a window, and if you hear any like car sounds or cat sounds or baby sounds or any weird sounds, it's probably just the outside right in front of me. And there's also my roommates behind me, and the next room over. So you could also be hearing weird noises from back there too. All right. So now that that's cleared, and also I want to say Happy New Year's. It's January 2nd, the day that I'm recording this, 2026. So that's awesome. All right. Let's get into this.
Caleb has persisted with the same grift.
So, I know y'all know about the Candace Owens, Erica Kirk. I guess you could call it beef going on right now.
I have no idea.
Absolutely mind-blowing. And if you don't know about it, it is getting real heated. Some bombshell stuff Candace Owens been putting it out. And it's been nothing short of absolutely insane, like mind-blowing stuff. If true, of course, right? Anyhow, I wanted to share something I saw on TikTok, and it is this video you see behind me of Erica Kirk, and I think we all know the Crazy Eyes video, right? But it wasn't just that caught my attention on this particular video on TikTok, because of course I always go to the comments. I just love to see what people have to say. And this one comment kind of stuck out to me,
scary looking,
that I want to share with you guys, and I just think you'll find it interesting. Check it out. These Penguins 12 stated, I work in a nursing home and there's an older woman there with dementia. Erica was on TV and the woman said, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. And when I asked her, what are you referring to, Miss Wilshire?
talking about?
She almost methodically pointed at the TV screen as Erica Kirk was talking and replies, who is that woman? Her name's Erica Kirk. Okay, well, that's a demon. One of the scary ones, but it can't harm you if you walk in the light. It immediately sent chills over my body. Then the lady starts yelling out loud, she's a demon, she's a demon. So I quickly begin wheeling her back to her room, and the whole way down the hall she's crying out, demon, demon, demon. Finally, we were able to get her to calm down. But I had never seen her do anything like that before, and haven't, still to this day. Absolutely mind-blowing. That had 30,000 likes on this video. I thought that was very intriguing. A woman with dementia points at her and says, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. She asked, what? That's a demon. It can't harm you if you walk in the light. And if you look at her eyes during that video or during that exchange, she has some look in her eye that absolutely does kind of reach to the soul in a way. What do you guys think about that? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is there something there? Could she be walking in the dark? Could she be taken over by a demon, per se? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I found that intriguing and just thought I'd share. All right, folks. I saw this for the first time just within the last couple days. The very first video I saw that looks like an ocean in the beginning. Well, it pans the camera to a city in Ukraine and multiple cities throughout Ukraine and Russia. And what you're seeing is actually fiber optic cables. The reason they're strewn all about is because These soldiers are having to use spools of fiber optic cables rather than radio frequency to fly drones because if they use radio frequency, the frequency is easy to jam. Whereas the fiber optic, you cannot intercept the signal because it's hardlined to the drone. The spool just releases as they're flying the drone, and whatever they do, blow it up, get shot out of the sky, whatever happens, that strand of fiber optic literally just falls to the ground and lies wherever the drone stopped running. Absolutely insane. Had no idea this was taking place, and wow, I mean, what an absolute mess, right? In fiber optic, crazy stuff. I mean, I always kind of wondered like how they weren't jamming these drones up, but now I know they are, but they're actually using fiber optics to fly them first person. The stuff you see in war is wild, y'all.
There's DIY, and there's doing it yourself. It's the difference between being creative and being a creator.
Okay, ad.
Is this a real werewolf or not? I can't quite tell if it's AI. The way the dog reacts to me is so unbelievably authentic. There's a part of me that believes it could be real. Check it out. Let me know what y'all think.
Dog ain't even moving. How's it barking?
And I will say, if it is found out that it is in fact AI, let's not take away that I believe Dogman can easily travel as fast as the one in this footage. That dog really didn't even see that thing cross its path. It was moving so fast, it just reacted to the sound because it missed it flying by. That's how fast these creatures would be in real life, easily. Probably going anywhere from 50 to 60 miles an hour past that dog. Insane. Insane. These creatures are beyond anything we can even comprehend. All right, folks. Behind me, you're looking at some of the most detailed footage of the sun I promise you will ever see.
That looks really pretty.
The surface almost looks alive, like flowing orange hair or fields of glowing grass. It's so detailed.
It's like Horton Hears a Who.
Just reach out and touch it. Though I wouldn't recommend that. As you watch closely, notice the sunspots.
I don't know why, but yeah, it totally reminds me of Horton Hears a Who. If you know what I'm talking about, it's very stupid, but it's a movie where everybody zooms in. They live on like a little fuzzball, and them on that fuzzball, you know, they don't even know they live on a fuzzball, but they do in reality. But this reminds me of that. It looks kind of like a fuzzball.
Watch the solar flares erupting across the surface. The level of detail here is absolutely exquisite. This footage was captured by an amateur astronomer named Simon Tang, who goes by Stupid Astronomer on Instagram. And trust me, none of this is stupid. The setup he built to capture these images is unlike anything else in the world.
He built it?
In fact, it's one of a kind.
Bro's
and where's this incredible telescope located? Well, his backyard. You heard me right, his backyard. No multi-million-dollar government budget, no NASA-level funding, just pure ingenuity, precision, and obsession with the craft. So it does make you wonder, NASA, where are you at? And if imagery like this does exist, why aren't we seeing it? But I'll let that thought sit. For now, just enjoy the view. And if you want to see more of this unbelievable footage, again, go check out Stupid Astronomer on Instagram. Drop a comment, show some love, and help push this content, because it deserves way more attention than it's getting.
Wow, that's gorgeous. I mean, it could also...
It's so detailed, it almost looks like a ball of fur or hair.
I was gonna say
like red, fiery hair.
With flames at the top.
Truly hard to tell what it's made of, but It is something
Made of plasma.
spectacular
What you mean?
altogether.
I find it interesting that they call plasma.
I do believe it could possibly even be a sentient being or obviously alive.
That's an interesting thought. The sun is alive.
Very intriguing. The moon's the exact same
It
size.
would make sense though.
In theory. In one theory.
I find it interesting that plasma, you know, they call plasma, you know, like the fire plasma, and then the plasma in your blood. Are we somehow, we have to be
Crazy
somehow
stuff.
connected to the sun?
You can see the fire plumes coming off of it.
Those things are terrible.
It's almost dancing.
It looks like it's being sucked
Unlike
into
anything
the
I've
sun.
ever seen. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is a gentleman who works at security
One
at
of
a
those little
hospital in
rays would take us
Argentina.
out.
He parks his car out front every night. But every single night, something mysterious shows up in it. Take a look. Tell me what you think.
Y miramos dentro del auto y dijimos, oh, pues el auto, ¿qué mierda es?
Something mysterious shows up.
Lo peor de todo es que no queremos
Ew,
salir.
that's disgusting.
O sea, no, miedo, la puta madre.
Is that thing just sitting in your car?
Lo peor de todo es que se mueve adentro del auto y no hay nadie. O sea, ahora vamos a ir a controlar el auto.
I
Pero
would have
parece
went
como
out
si
there
fuese
and
un
beat her up.
reflejo.
I would have started wailing. That is a no-no. You cannot be sitting in my car, lady.
La puta madre.
Excuse me. The audacity,
No,
I swear.
boludo.
Get the cops.
Ya se muere para que vean que no es mentira. Mamá, la piel de gallina, hermano.
Get the cops on her.
Piel de gallina. ¿Caso? Nadie. Nadie.
Oh. Ow.
Nadie. Un montón. Es un montón. Mira.
So that's how they're growing so fast. They're hiring
Something
freelancers.
is attached
Look what you're doing with
to
AI
that
experts.
car. Or to you. Something is attached to something, okay? That's crazy.
Y encima nos mira la puta que te parió.
See, that are really good editing. Part of me believes it, though. I believe this. Why is she always doing the same thing, then?
No, chavo. No.
Is she gonna come back?
No desapareció. La concha. No desapareció. La concha.
Creature captured on CCTV camera
That's what
in
got
North
you?
Carolina.
Not the fact
A
that you
couple
just
who
looked
lives
in there,
rural
there
North
was
Carolina
nobody, you
were
walked
pulling
away.
in their driveway after a night out when their headlights caught a
that's
glimpse
disgusting.
of something
Ew.
running out of their yard. They couldn't quite tell what it was at the time, so they really didn't think much of it. Nevertheless, they had CCTV cameras recording on their property 24/7. So they decided to check the footage, and this is what they saw.
Was that a naked white man? Oh,
Needless to say, this couple couldn't believe what they had captured on camera.
he's skinny.
They noticed immediately
Is that-
its long, ghoulish gait. Obviously,
That looks like the
it's a
rape.
humanoid, but not human. After seeing the way it crawled across the yard, they quickly came to that conclusion.
Anybody know about the rape
Then
creepypasta?
they noticed its really long
Ew.
legs, much longer than the average human, and its entire body much skinnier and emaciated.
Ooh.
That's when the husband mentioned the gentleman who was on the North Carolina highway who had something similar in description jump into the back of his truck and try and attack him. Now, I'm not sure if this
Yo,
home
you
is
got in this
located
truck
near
with
where
me.
that incident
When you
took
trying to
place,
attack me?
but if not, North Carolina, You seem to have a problem. And if I lived there, I would definitely be arming myself.
As your skin is being ripped from your body, as your teeth are being broken.
Hey, y'all, listen to this dude's story about the devil showing him hell. It's crazy.
What?
As your tongue is being clipped, as your eyes are protruding out of your head, you know what you think about?
What?
You think about every time your grandmother told you that you need to serve God. You know what you think about? You think about every time you turn the TV channel and you heard a message about serve God and repent. You know what you think about? You think about every time somebody came to you and told me, do you know Jesus Christ? Do you have a relationship with Jesus Christ? And you think about that. You think about that. You hear about the times that you could have prayed and you get tormented. You get tormented because you had the chance to serve God. You had the opportunity to serve God. You had the opportunity to have everlasting life, but you chose to party. You chose to fornicate. You chose to lie. You chose to steal. You chose to do drugs. You chose to get drunk. You chose to cheat on your husband or your wife. You chose to rob and steal people and kill people. And this is what you got. This was what you got. This is right here. This is what you got.
You don't want to be a bad person. Don't do any of those things.
So take this and love it. Because it's not going to stop. But you think about that through your torment. This is what you think about. You didn't even have to be here. God does not send people to hell. We send ourselves to hell. God does not send anybody to hell. He loves us too much. He loves you too much. He loves me too much. We send ourselves to hell. We do. We send ourselves to hell. God doesn't send people to hell. Glory.
I like that idea that he doesn't.
So, it seemed like it lasted forever being there. And this is just a stage. And just to let y'all know, listen, hell is a universe. It's not you get tossed in a lake of fire. Oh, I'm burning. No. Think again. No. Hell got its own individual departments. Whatever your sin was, whatever you decide to go for in this world, the things that you love to do, the thing that carries you, the thing that takes you to that place that you love to do that goes against God, you're gonna do that. They got a place for you
forever.
They got a spot for you in hell. And believe me, what you love now, you are going to hate when you get there. You're gonna hate when you get there.
Yeah.
Believe me, you will hate it.
Hello, my name is Tyler Chase, and
Before we go on, that just reminded me when I'm gonna tell you a story. That just reminded me of a time when my mom was super sick. Okay. And my mom believes in God, like, strong. She still does. She prays all the time, you know. But back then, yeah, she was very sick. And I was a kid, and, you know, just doing kid things. I was, like, watching movies by myself and just, like, outside, you know, playing or whatever. And my mom, I don't know if I can say that, but something weird happened. Let's just say I'll tell you that. Something super weird happened, and then I rushed into the house that we were staying in at the time. And I opened the door, you know, ran in there, ran into my mom, and she was still asleep, which was confusing because something weird just happened, like I just said. I had heard her, because I was outside playing in the front yard. I had heard her scream from in the living room, actually. My name. I heard her say, Zay! Yo, she didn't say Zay, but she said my full name. And I was like, huh? Like, is she calling me? Why is she calling me? Also, she's been sick for like 2 or 3 days. Very, 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 very sick. So I was actually surprised she was calling me, but she sounded like she was hurt or like she was in a rush or something, and it seemed scary. So I got up and I ran in there, instead of walking gently, like I was freaked out because she was screaming, like, really screaming, uh, and she sounded scared. So I went into her room, even though I thought she was standing in the living room. She wasn't. And she was still asleep when I went in there, so that made it even weirder. And I was like, who's calling me if my mom's still knocked out in this bed? And then I went in there, and then I just kind of sat on the edge of the bed, and then she woke up because I moved the bed, and then she woke up crying, and I was like, what's wrong? and, and she was like, I think I just went to the worst. No, it wasn't the worst. She said it was the nicest part of hell, if that makes any sense. And she went on to describe what she's seen there. And it was like they were playing like a jack cards, like a card game. And she went outside, and it looked exactly like our neighborhood outside, but in hell. Like it was just like the cars had bone people, like people that were just like bones inside of the cars, and it looked like the place had been hit by like a nuclear bomb or something. Is what she described it as. And then she said she thinks she died in her sleep and came back to life or something like that. And I was like, what? How'd you do all this when you literally just screamed to me like 1 minute ago? She was like, I was asleep the whole day. I didn't scream to you. But I was like, but it sounded just like you. So that freaked me out. But it also made me happy because it made me feel like we were both connected to each other somehow. Very interesting stuff. But yeah, she told me that there are different parts of hell, and she said she wasn't really meant to be there because when she did come in there, the guys that were playing the card game, they were like, "You're not supposed to be here," like screaming at her, "You're not supposed to be here," and she was just like, "Where am I?" And this guy just kind of came up, holding a broken bottle, and he tried to go after her like with it, and she was like where am I, what's going on? And he was like, you're in the nicest part of hell. I'm like, what? But before that, she said she felt like she had passed, and she was like going up this giant, like her eye vision was kind of scaling upwards, and just looking at this giant man on like sitting on a throne or something, and it was golden and crescent, but she never got up to the face. Before she got up to the face, she went there to the nicest part of hell. But she described that there are different parts of hell that you can go into. There's the nicest parts, there's the worst parts, there is parts that are specific for the things that you like to do in this place. For fornication, if you like that, that's all you do there, and it's constant, and it's not of consent. And if you like drinking, well, you can't there. You can't drink any water. It's just constantly, you're just trying to drink water and nothing. And you're so thirsty. And I was like, so someone showed you this? Like a giant god or something showed you this? And she's like, I don't know. I just think I passed in my sleep. And then I called the hospital the next day because I was really worried for her. She was very sick. And thank God I did, or else I might not have a mom right now. Well, yeah. So there's that. That's a story. And I just felt like that kind of connected with the last guy's story too, because he was describing how he'd seen different parts of hell and how there is a place in hell for most people that are very stuck in their sinful ways when it comes to certain things. You do not want to be like a really not want to be that kind of person inside of our lifetimes, okay? You want to have some fun, but in a holy or like a light kind of way, not inside of the bad, demonic, dark type of way. No drinking habits, no constantly thinking about fortification, no stealing, no hurting others on purpose. None of these things are good. So try not to, live in those kind of ways. That's what I've always lived my life by in the rule book. But I'm more of a spiritualist than I am a Christian. Though I was raised Christian, of course, so. I know all about it. That is beyond the point. Let me get back into this. This is super interesting. I'm sorry. I'm so into it. That's why I have to talk about some stuff.
Here are a Christian movement for acting.
Recently, a former Nickelodeon child actor named Tyler Chase has been going viral all across the internet. But unfortunately, it's for all the wrong reasons. Somebody had recently found him on the streets in California, and let's just say he's looking a little rough. Born in 1989, he's now 36 years old, but there was a time where he was a blooming child star in the Nickelodeon industry. And though the show Ned's Declassified wasn't centered around him, he took part in 33 different episodes. Unfortunately, the show ended after just 3 seasons, and he got a couple odds and ends jobs after that, but he found himself like many child stars do, without work and not knowing how to navigate life after acting. He then started a YouTube channel to give it a try, but quickly things seemed to take a dark turn. He started showing signs of depression and mental health issues. There was a 14-year stretch where nobody heard from him, until now. Take a look and comment below.
14
Everyone, here are 5
years.
tips on how to get hair. Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
it's bad, and that's exactly.
Blah, blah, but it's just
Poetry? Yeah, the one on Nick, right? Nickelodeon?
Yes.
What was your name? What's your name?
Tyler.
Tyler?
Curtis Mendez. Also Tyler Chase for Poetry of Hollywood. Actors from the kids of Nickelodeon. Tyler Chase.
As you can see, he's pretty deep into whatever he is doing at this time, but there is hope. His former co-star, Daniel Curtis Lee, actually reached out to him and went and visited him.
A lot of you guys are concerned about Tyler Chase this holiday season, and I just wanted to give you an update. Shaun Weiss and his team put a lot of effort into trying to get him into a hospital last night, and I thought it worked. His dad told me it worked, but it turns out he kind of backed down. So today I went to have pizza with him.
Now, that's the way you eat a pizza right there. That's the way
I also got to let him chat with his old friend Devin Werkheiser, my guy, Nettie. So they couldn't get him into a car last night, and that's why they weren't able to get him to the hospital. But he trusted an old friend. Yeah, it's the holiday season, it's rainy out, and I just wanted him to have at least some basic accommodations.
I'm going to come back and holler at you, man, and we'll talk more about trying to get that situation squared away so we can do the rehab or whatever we need to, okay?
Okay.
Okay, give me a hug, man. Love you, brother. Love you, man. So happy to see you, dude.
Thank you. I'm so happy to see you as well.
You're the man, brother, and I believe in you, and we're going to win, bro. All we got to do is stay with it and keep working with it.
Unfortunately, his family told people not to give him money because he'll either lose it or do bad things with it, almost as if they've seemingly given up on him. It's hard to judge when you don't know
money
the
in this world
of what's happened or what's going on with this young man.
It's kind of messed up.
Sometimes a family reaches a point where they can do no more to help somebody. I know people are all saying why'd they give up on him, and I'm not saying that they should have, but I am saying that eventually you can only do so much to help somebody who doesn't really want help. And maybe that's just the case with this young man, unfortunately. But yeah, nevertheless, hopefully maybe his old co-stars can help him get better, get to rehab, and maybe change his life around. It's hard to say. But there you go. That's the story on Tyler Chase and what's going on with the former Nickelodeon star.
He was allegedly shot in West Virginia.
At least there's something happening there.
A tall humanoid figure
Giant
is walking among the trees at the back of this field. Notice how long the neck is on this creature. It's almost disproportionate
You have to zoom in more
to
if you
what his
want me to
body
notice
is.
the neck.
This doesn't look to be AI. It looks to be authentic.
Who knows nowadays?
But what do you think that is? Real or AI?
It could be like an alien thing, too. Golly. You are really out there in that storm. That storm is bad, man. I'd be scared. I'm like, this isn't for me. What is that? What is you?
Something earlier chased my husband and my son Alexander when they were taking one of the chickens back outside.
Okay. So, after it was moving really fast.
Listen to this lady's horrifying story about a strange creature harassing them while they're inside their home. From tapping on the windows to trying to put a code into the security lock on the door. It even seems to know when the men in the house are gone. I have a few ideas as to what I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me know what you think it is in the comments. Here's her story.
Yeah.
Really faster than deer.
Towards us. Yeah. From the same fucking place. The same place.
And so I shot.
Lights to the right.
I shot a couple of times.
Right. Fired off around.
Well, I've shot. I think I may have even hit it.
Right there, left. I just saw eyes right there.
Yeah, we've been seeing eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck
They're
that.
all over there.
I'm going inside and I'm telling them what happened.
Telling you what happened. Oh,
Yes.
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 I don't blame you, dude. That's
This is insane.
clearly something.
This is insane. Okay, my phone died. It literally went from 60 to 1 and then it died, okay?
I didn't see anything.
So we're sitting here, we realize what's going on. I say it's the chairs being dragged across the concrete, okay?
What?
Then all of a sudden we hear tapping. The door is on the other side of this, right through those doors right there. The tapping was through there. That's where the hot tub is, on that side. And right along that side of the property line right there is where it was last night, okay? Then, right after 4 taps on that glass, something tried to put in a code on my front door.
How?
And it was wrong, and it went da-na-na-na. And then it left, and it was complete silence. My 2 oldest boys were at the gym. My other son, who is 16, and my husband, who protects our home mostly, okay? We're gone.
Humans are...
This thing waited until the protectors of our home were gone to intimidate us.
Hell is other people.
And not 1, but 2 this time. I immediately went. I got my AR. I slammed in the clip. I flipped that motherfucker to fire, and I chambered that bitch.
The only people that were in the home were women, children, and the elderly.
I went and checked all the doors.
So
I locked
good.
2 doors that were unlocked. Only one of those doors had somebody been out of today. The other one has not been touched. It never is used. Nobody ever uses that entrance. I went and opened my grandpa's door. I checked on him. He said he'd been in there the whole time. I said, Grandpa, something's trying to get in the house. Do not come out. We're sweeping the house with guns. Stay in this room. Call me if you need me. Then I called my husband. His phone was not working. We just made sure before all this weird shit started happening, I love you too, that our phones were working and our locations were turned on. So I called Carson, and I said, where are you guys? Are you at home? And they said, no, we're still at the gym. I said, get home now. Something's trying to get in the house, and it is the same fucking time as last night. And here's the other thing. As soon as everybody starts to get home, it starts to ice outside. It's icing outside now. Out of nowhere.
You never know when creativity will
icing
hit.
is.
With the Adobe Stock Unlimited plan,
I'm gonna guess icing is something to do with snow, but I don't know anything about that. I'm from California. I've only seen snow once in my entire life. What is icing? Could someone please explain that? Okay, keep going.
Everybody's home safe.
All right, y'all.
That's
We got to
good.
talk about how Africa and South America are possibly giant skulls. I know I've covered this before, but I recently found a gentleman who found a couple more revelations that may back the theory, at least for Africa. I believe that South America is also a giant skull. I'll show you why as well.
America?
That nobody has really thrown out there yet. But I do believe that, and I believe I can show you multiple instances of giant skulls throughout the entire world. But Africa being a giant skull, as you can see, it's shaped very much like a skull. You can see here the eye sockets, you can see the lips and the mouth, and you can see the general shape of a skull. And it looks like at the top, it literally looks as though his cap, the top of the skull, was fragmented and blown away, as if that was the killing blow.
Oh?
Also, you may notice Madagascar. Madagascar, I believe, could be the nose of the skull. As you can see, the nose is kind of flat, but if you look closely at Madagascar, you can actually see two nostrils at the very bottom of it. Another telling piece of evidence is the fact that what all humans have is a jugular that feeds blood to the brain. And we know if this gets severed, we essentially die. Well, if you look closely on Google Earth, you can see right here that there is in fact a jugular vein going to Africa. I'd also like to point out that in this picture you can see a lot of veins, a lot of what look like rivers, but also I want to show this picture of the anatomy of the human face and show you that there's blood vessels and capillaries that are concentrated in that area of a person's face. I'd also like to show you that the main diamond producing countries in Africa are in the southeastern region, right around where this giant's teeth would be. Then I asked ChatGPT, had it been a petrified giant skull, what would be the most likely producer of diamonds or the source of diamonds? And they said, without a doubt, teeth. And then lastly, cranial sutures. Cranial sutures are basically how your skull is formed or heal together as you develop in the womb. Notice cranial sutures on this skull. One of them happens to be the Nile River. Yes, you heard me right, the Nile River. And then if you look closely on the back of the skull, where there's a lot of veins going to, and more sutures, you can see the outlines of many rivers and capillaries and veins, blood vessels going through it. I believe 100% that Africa was in fact a skull one day, and that would make the giant that it was miles and miles tall. I know it seems implausible because of the earth and the size of it, but if you look at a map of Nose Confunden, that will show you that it is very possible that in fact they were that big at one point. I believe personally that these giant skulls, South America and Africa, were the result of the Titanomachy, or the war between Zeus and his father Cronus and the Olympians. And I find it funny because all of these skulls throughout the earth, or these landmasses that were once giant skulls, a lot of them have their noses ripped off. So one of the beings that end up killing these giants seem to like to taunt their victim by ripping their noses off. In many cultures, it's actually a sign of dominance or a taunt to actually rip someone's nose off before ending them. Pretty crazy theory, I know. I'm going to cover South America next after this one, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I know people don't want to hear it, but that's a giant skull. I am out.
Very interesting.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is
No, please, still code. Oh, my back. I'm sorry, I'm getting old. Alright. That was good. It was fun. I liked watching these videos. This compilation was amazing, and so far this ride has been super fun too. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe. They all really help me to grow, and I'm trying to grow this channel. Plus, I also kind of want to understand, you know, if has anybody out there had any weird experiences kind of similar to any of the videos that we watched today. Also, any experiences similar to mine's, like, that I described. Yeah. Alright, if you have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. And tell me your favorite part. And tell me your favorite part of this, you know, this video.